Hi, it's State Representative Jim Walsh in the Capitol building in Olympia. This is one of the busiest weeks of the legislative session. We're at the halfway point, and we're at the week that involves the House of Origin cutoff or deadline. This is where bills have to be debated and voted on the floor of the legislature in order to keep going through the process, at least the standard process here in Olympia. So we are starting every morning around 9 o'clock, and we debate, we vote on bills until late into the evening. We had one evening this week already that went till about 11 o'clock, and we're likely to have one or two more that may go to midnight or early in the morning. So they're long days of intense debates. Some good news, my family burial plot bill, which is House Bill 1037, got voted off the floor with a unanimous vote. So that was good news. There's a little spin on it that somehow this is creepy or Halloween-like. It's not. It's in the great tradition of the Western U.S. that families who own large pieces of land can designate part of their parcel as a family burial plot. The law had gotten a little convoluted in recent years, and 1037 clears all that up, that is still legal. A couple of other bills of interest. House Bill 1469 was one of the controversial abortion and transgender surgery bills. That one had a heated debate on the floor of the House. It ended up passing the House, but rather narrowly on pretty much a party line vote. It was basically a conservative versus liberal disagreement over particularly the elements of that policy that would divide families, divide parents and children, divide guardians and their charges, divide families. And for that reason, many of us were against that policy. It's not that it touches on the legality of abortion. That has long been established in state law here in Washington, but it has to do with applying how that access is available in a way that can divide families. Same with the transgender surgeries element of that policy. It's done in a way that undermines kind of family unity and family stability. That's the reason that I voted no, and many people did. We've had a couple of the housing bills favored by the current governor in a big way. Unfortunately, these housing bills tend to be very bad for property rights and ultimately very bad for housing inventory. I'm concerned that by adding all kinds of new regulations and continuing to kind of vilify homeowners and housing providers, that we're discouraging people from building apartment buildings and building homes around the state. So that will remain a controversial matter. And finally, we had one controversial bill on restitution. For this past several years here in Olympia, the people on the political left have been trying to get rid of restitution. Those are the payments that convicted criminals make to repay their victims and the state as a whole. It's become a big belief of the political left that these restitution payments are unfair and inequitable. On the contrary, I believe that restitution is important because it's how a convicted criminal reestablishes a good relationship with the civil society that he or she hurt by their criminal actions. So I think restitution is important, not just financially, but spiritually and philosophically. It's the way that a person who's made mistakes can re-enter civil society in a good way, standing on their own feet. So these issues will continue to be matters of controversy and matters of intense debate here on the floor of the House the rest of this week. And we haven't even gotten to budgets and taxes yet. I'll keep you posted as we get closer to those matters. But for now, this has been my weekly update, and I'll talk to you again soon.